Thank you for staying with us on Mirror Now. Well, our big focus at this point of time, we know that Turkey and Syria have been hit by third earthquake in less than 12 hours. And this time, a magnitude 6.0 aftershock recorded after 7.5 earthquake struck central Turkey, and over 1,300 people have been dead. Now, hundreds are still believed to be trapped under rubble, and the toll was expected to rise as rescue workers search mounds of wreckage in cities and towns across the area. Now, the Turkish parliament has suspended work for a week due to the earthquake. That is, of course, the top story we are tracking for you on the broadcast. You have the visuals on your screens of this horrific earthquake that had taken place today. Nearly 1,300 people have lost their lives. And to talk more on this, I have been joined by Mr. Harsh Gupta. He's Earth and scientist, and he's a seismologist as well. Mr. Gupta, thank you for taking out time and speaking with us on Mirror Now. What do you think would have been the reason of such a deadly earthquake? 1,300 people have lost their lives, and it is not just one earthquake. Turkey and Syria have been hit by 3 earthquakes in less than 12 hours.
A very good evening to you. And Turkey is very close to Anatolia Fault, which is seismically very active fault. And there have been earthquakes in the past which have claimed 30, 40,000 human lives. So I think we would be very lucky if the toll of this earthquake does not exceed 5,000. As you said, it is already 1,300 and people are still being pulled out from the rubble. So this will continue for quite some time. You see, it is very important to understand that how massive this earthquake is. And one way of understanding is that a magnitude 6 earthquake releases energy equal to one Hiroshima or Nagasaki kind of atom bomb. And it's a logarithmic scale, so when you go from 6 to 7, the energy increases 30 times, so 30 Hiroshima kind of bomb. And 7 to 7.8, almost 7 or 800 Hiroshima kind of bombs. So imagine the kind of energy which is being released by this earthquake, which occurred this morning at 4:17 a.m. local time in a small city, not a small city, 2 million people, population of Gaziantep. And as was just now told, that the third earthquake has occurred. The second earthquake occurred just about 40 minutes ago, and the third earthquake has occurred now. And we cannot say that this is the end of it. The most important thing in all these situations is that how well our city is built. How prepared are we to mitigate earthquake effects? And there are certain things which one must do. There are certain things which one must not do. And as I just mentioned, Turkey had a history of great earthquakes. The 1939 earthquakes known as the Erzincan earthquake claimed 32,000 human lives. So this is going to be like this for quite some time. And as of now, it is not known whether there was proper care of constructing the main buildings, because I see the way the apartment complexes have collapsed, just like a house of cards. I tend to believe that the due consideration for constructing earthquake-resistant buildings probably has not been adequately taken in Turkey. Because I think that Japan is one of the scientifically best prepared city for earthquakes. And, in 2011, we had a magnitude 9.1 earthquake in Japan. 9.1 is huge. And there were just, 17 or 18,000 casualties. And city of Tokyo, etc., nothing happened. So there are certain measures which one need to take into account while constructing buildings, constructing places in earthquake-prone area like Turkey. Earthquakes in Turkey is nothing new, and as I mentioned, that earthquakes have been uh, occurring one after other. In 1999, we had the Izmit earthquake, which claimed about 17,000 human lives, and this will continue. What I mean to say that earthquakes do occur, and in this case, what is surprising that we have got a 7.8 earthquake which occurred in the morning at 4:17, and within less than 12 hours of that, we had a 7.7 magnitude earthquake, and a third earthquake of magnitude 6 has occurred. So this will continue for maybe few days. Actually, there are ways of estimating how long devastating aftershocks continue. There's a rule, there is a law which is developed, and very well it explains. Sometimes it's very helpful. Anyway, that is too early to talk about it. Right now, I think is the most important thing is this, that the buildings, I believe rescue work is going on. One thing which is heartening, that whatever visuals have seen so far, I don't see any fires taking up in any part of Turkey so far, and I hope that is not the case. And I hope that all the gas connections and things like that have been switched off, and hopefully with that kind of a care, and people to stay away from structures, stay away from buildings which are vulnerable, because what has happened that with these two earthquakes, most buildings have developed cracks. So the buildings which could have originally withstood a magnitude 6.5 or such an earthquake, after two repeated earthquakes of magnitude 7.8 and 7.7, there would be huge cracks in those buildings. So those buildings are totally inhabitable, and people should be advised to move out of them, and there must be places where they can feel safe. Also, there's a winter month, it's pretty cold in around that place, so it is really difficult time for people in Turkey.
Right, Mr. Gupta, basic question. Why do you think so many earthquakes are hitting the earth today? Not just Turkey, not just any other place, but multiple earthquakes have hit the world. Even we had seen in Nepal previously, there were two back-to-back earthquakes that had taken place. The shock waves came up to Delhi as well. Why do you think there is a rise in earthquakes now?
No rise. As a matter of fact, if you take long-term averages, uh, you are talking of the Nepal earthquake, the Quake earthquake of 25th of April 2015. That earthquake occurred after the 1934 earthquake, after a very huge, very long time. And you must also understand that the Himalayan belt has been seismically a very active belt, which had magnitude 8 earthquakes, something like that, what you are seeing in Turkey. We had an earthquake in 1897, then we had in 1905, then we had in 1934 and 1950. After 1950, no great earthquake of magnitude 8 or above has occurred in the entire Himalayan belt, which is very, very surprising. So don't get surprised if tomorrow or within a short time you hear that there is a huge earthquake in the Himalayan belt. And as far as Turkey is concerned, it has got history of earthquakes. And this Anatolia fault is a host of these earthquakes, which have been occurring all the time. And it is not a surprise to me or to any seismologist what is happening now.
Right, Mr. Harsh Gupta, thank you for taking out time and being with us and giving your valuable inputs on the destructive earthquake that has hit Turkey and Syria, causing nearly 1,300 deaths as of now. Well, we have a breaking news as well pouring in that regard. We're getting to know that the head of the Turkish Natural Disaster Agency said that the second earthquake was not an aftershock, but a separate tremor. He warned that aftershocks would likely arrive soon following the new quake and urged people to leave stricken buildings. my colleague Samia joins us live on the broadcast to give us more updates and details. Samia, take us through the developments that are pouring in, the details and the inputs that you are gathering for our viewers at this point of time.
Well, absolutely, and it's a massive tragedy that has struck Turkey, and we've been getting you all the updates. It's not just one earthquake that we're talking about over here. There has been two earthquakes of magnitude ranging between 7.5 on the Richter scale to 7.8 on the Richter scale. Now, 7.8 magnitude worth of an earthquake means a person cannot even stand on their 2 feet, and that is exactly what we're witnessing over here in Turkey. And the aftershocks is also something that are being followed, which is also to the tune of magnitude 6 to the Richter scale. I am taking you through the online videos that have now surfaced globally, that are now trending and are going viral with several people sharing them. But we here at Mirror Now do not really vouch for the authenticity of these visuals. We are going to be taking you through all of them on the global platform here on Twitter. But first up, I will take you through what the Turkish president has to say over here. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he has been tweeting about it, and if I can take you through the translation of his tweet, where he says that I hope we will leave these disastrous days behind in unity and in solidarity as a country and nation. The day is the day to be one heart, one wrist. And he has been putting out several such tweets, which I will be taking you through, because they have been monitoring the entire situation very closely, and the rescue operation is underway without any delay. The contacts with our country have also started to be established for international aid. In addition to NATO and the European Union, we received aid offers from 45 countries. That is what the Turkish President Erdogan is mentioning over here. But I will take you to these visuals, because on Twitter, Turkey is one of the top trends. The hashtag Turkey and Turkey is one of the top trends here in India. And I will be taking you through some of the videos over here, which are absolutely shocking and heartbreaking, to see how there are these rescue operations that are being carried out to rescue children, because the rescue operation team did maintain that they are hopeful to see that there are several people who may still be trapped alive, and all efforts are being made to ensure that they are rescued out safely. But like these visuals, if you could see, this is how this entire building comes crumbling down in a matter of a few seconds owing to the impact of the tremors. It just only goes on to show the extent and how powerful were these tremors, where the entire building comes crashing down in Turkey. But having said that, of course, the prayers of the people that are the only solace over here. This is a gift shop, and you can see the earthquake, which lasted 45 seconds, rocks this entire shop. You can see how the products and all the goods are falling from its racks. Such was the impact that the entire store just ended up coming down and being a massive big mess over here. And that's not all. The buildings came crashing down like a pack of cards. But as several people have been maintaining, is that they have been praying, because the extent of the disaster and the damage is yet to be ascertained. The number of people who have lost their lives, that is yet to be ascertained, since the rescue operation is underway. But these are the visuals that we're getting you of the large-scale debris that is still lying over there in Turkey, as clearly the rescue operation is underway, and it all just was brought down to being a rubble. An extremely tragic earthquake that has struck Turkey, and this is perhaps one of the massive natural disaster that has rocked Turkey in the recent past, as mentioned by the Turkish Prime Minister as well. Look at these visuals over here on your screen as rescue operation is underway. They are making all efforts are being made to ensure that they can, of course, reach out to those people who may still be trapped alive under these debris. But the extent of the damage cannot really be ascertained. And once again, I'd like to mention over here that we do not really vouch for the authenticity of these visuals here at Mirror Now. We are only getting you the extent of how it's being circulated on global worldwide platforms like Twitter. And these are definitely aligned to the top trend of hashtag Turkey on Twitter. These are the visuals on your screen as far as the extent of debris, the damage that can be witnessed, because several buildings came crumbling down. It's going to take a lot of time for people to limp back to normalcy and get back to the normal life, for first to them to clear up the spaces over here and begin life afresh. A massive tragedy, but also there are certain visuals that I was showing you from certain verified handles as well, as people are being rescued. They are trying to rescue a child over here. You can see the entire rescue team is trying to rescue a child who was stuck over here for over 12 hours in these debris, and he comes out alive. These are exactly what people are praying for from across the world, that those who are trapped alive do not lose patience, and perhaps there will be somebody there to rescue them. In this hour of crisis, of course, the world stands united with Turkey, praying for their recovery and how they would limp back to normalcy. And this is how even the gas line, which got affected by the tremors, by the earthquake, the gas pipeline would burst, and it led to a massive fire, which also went on for further damage in Turkey. Of course, we here at Mirror Now stand in unison with all those who are praying for people who are affected in Turkey, and we will be getting you all the updates and these visuals to our viewers here at Mirror Now. But as of now, we do not vouch for these visuals. We are only getting you what is going viral on social media from a global platform as to how the world is viewing this massive, massive tragedy that has struck Turkey. Two massive earthquakes in the last 12 hours, which is also followed by aftershocks, and we'll be getting you all the updates pertaining to it.
All right, Samya, thank you for joining us and giving us the detailed input on the massive earthquake that has taken place in Turkey. Thank you for showing us those visuals as well and giving us a nice explanation of what exactly is happening. We saw the rescue operations taking place and the massive destruction and the debris also. Let us also listen in to this reaction coming in from the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu as well.
היממה האחרונה הייתה רעידת אדמה קשה מאוד בטורקיה, שחבקה בקשת גם אזורים אחרים. אני הנחיתי לשלוח, לפי בקשת ממשלת טורקיה, צוותי חילוץ, הצלה ומזור רפואי. כך אנחנו נוהגים ברחבי העולם, כך אנחנו נוהגים גם בקרבתנו, וכיוון שנתקבלה גם בקשה לעשות זאת לנפגעים רבים מהרעש בסוריה, הנחיתי לעשות זאת גם כן.
All right, at this point of time, my colleague Rishabh is also joining us to give us more inputs on this. Rishabh, take us through the developments pouring in as far as the rescue operations is concerned in Turkey and the aid, the humanitarian aid that India is also now going to give to Turkey, because we are all standing together with the families, with the people there in Turkey.
Definitely, if you see, this is a tragic moment for Turkey. There have been two massive earthquakes of around 7.8 magnitude. Both the earthquakes were of the similar magnitude of 7.8 and 7.5, and over 1,300 people have been reported dead. And these tremors were not only felt in Turkey but also in Syria, Cyprus, as well as Lebanon. Syria has also inflicted loss of life in this earthquake. As of now, the whole world stands with Turkey, and India has decided to send assistance as soon as possible. The External Affairs Ministry have confirmed to Times Now that India will be sending in specialized individuals as well as agencies to Turkey for the relief work. NDRF, which happens to be world's biggest rescue force when it comes to disaster, will be deployed in Turkey. Specialized units of NDRF will be sent to ensure that maximum number of survivors can be pulled out from the debris. But also, one thing that we need to put out here for our viewers, that the chief of the National Disaster Response of Turkey has confirmed that the second earthquake was not an aftershock but a separate tremor. Remember, there have been over half a dozen aftershocks since morning in Turkey, but this one that happened an hour ago was a different tremor. It's a completely different tremor, and hence all the people who are in the affected houses have been asked to vacate the buildings as soon as possible to avoid any further damage to life and property. Apart from that, as we were talking, India has also decided to send food grains and other relief materials to Turkey to ensure that maximum number of survivors can be saved from here. So the world stands with Turkey and India at the forefront by sending as much of assistance as possible as soon as possible.
Well, Rishabh, what is the exact amount of death toll that you are gathering at this point of time as far as the Turkey and the Syria earthquake is concerned? Of course, you've rightly mentioned there have been 2 to 3 earthquakes rather in 12 hours' time.
See, there are 2 major earthquakes that have happened, and there have been over a dozen aftershocks that have happened in different parts of Turkey. Remember, the first one was in the northern part of Turkey, while the second one was in the southern part of Turkey, where the tremors were felt in Lebanon, Cyprus, as well as Syria. In Syria, the death toll is something between 100 to 200, while in Turkey, this is between 1,000 to 1,100. Overall, the toll that we are gathering right now from the confirmed sources and confirmed authorities in Turkey is around 1,300, which include both Turkey as well as Syria. And as of now, further rescue operations are on, so the numbers might go up from here, is what the authorities are claiming. But we need to understand that Middle East, the time is something around afternoon right now, and the rescue operations will go on for next 6-7 hours from now on. And the major focus right now for all the rescuers is to ensure maximum number of survivors to be pulled out from the debris. But sadly, they have lost around 1,300 people in this earthquake. So massive earthquake that has hit the Middle East, Turkey, and we will have to wait for further developments to come in from the region. But as of now, we can confirm to our viewers that around 1,300 people have been reported dead in these 2 earthquakes and over a dozen of aftershocks that we have seen in the last 12 hours.
All right, Rishabh, thank you for giving us those details. Keep tracking in for more inputs and updates. We will be coming back to you. But for now, we are taking a very short break. We will come right back on Mirror Now. Stay tuned for more news and updates.